Hello and welcome to another cigar review from Superdan, dealing in a desert. Cigar review number 13, we're going to review the Tabak Especial Negra in Robusto size. This cigar is made by Drew Estates and is a Nicaraguan experience. It has a blend of premium Nicaraguan fillers infused with rich Nicaraguan fair trade coffee with a Broadleaf Maduro wrapper. Very excited to smoke this. Very tasty. I've had a few before, so let's just get right into it. Light her up! Gotta adjust your screens. Yes, indeed. It is I, Superdan, dealing in the desert with another exciting video of a cigar review number 13, lucky 13. This is probably going to be our last review of the year, 2018. Sometime at the end of this year, we're going to post a video of the number one cigar for Superdan for 2018. Of course, we got 13 cigars to look at. I'll probably smoke some other cigars that I didn't review, but we'll just go with the cigars that were reviewed. And we will select the winner, and then I will have a cigar giveaway, and I still have not figured out the details yet, so you got to hold on for that. We'll figure it out. Anyways, we are going to be smoking, of course, once again, the Tabak Especial Negra in Robusto with the fuzzy foot and everything else. The construction looks terrific, just like I would expect a Drew Estate cigar to be. Nicaraguan fillers, Nicaraguan coffee, Broadleaf Maduro wrapper. Cut the bad boy. Very excited to get the smoke on. I've tried a few of these already. They're very different from the Connecticut wrapper one, the Dulce one. Sort of like almost like a more of a burnt French roast kind of coffee, which Superdan. Hold on, there's a neighbor screaming. What a crazy day. Anyways, as I was saying, different from the Dulce Tabak Especial that tastes a lot like more of a creamy, sugary coffee, which Superdan prefers over the dark roast espresso kind of French roast coffee, which this tends to be, but it's still good, and we're going to smoke it and we're going to review it. So obviously it has that crazy fuzzy foot. It's cute, that's all I can say. It did have a front wrapper that we took off and a bottom wrapper. Let's begin with lighting her up. Light her up! Did I forget to say that? Well, here it is. Light her up! Alright, so we're going to light her up, taste it, and go from there. There we go. Alright, we're back. On the initial light up, I'm getting that Maduro dark sweetness from the wrapper. I am getting a coffee taste for sure. But like I said, I'm getting that burnt coffee that I was talking about. I also wanted to do retrohale. I'm a little bit stuffy tonight, so I want to make sure I'm getting all those flavors, which I am. Mild strength right now. Spicy, mild on the spicy. It's there. Kind of a white pepper spice with coffee, but strong coffee, you know, not the sweet creamy coffee. I'll be right back. So I want to say, first of all, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everybody. If you wanted to do something in 2018, you got about 2 more weeks to do it. Do you have resolutions, New Year's Eve resolutions? I made a resolution about 5 years ago that I've been holding consistent 100% every year, which is no more resolutions. Getting the same flavors here. Dark coffee, a little bit of spice on the retro. I'm trying to clear out my sinuses with this thing, but it's just not spicy quite enough to do that. It's got spice, but it's just not strong enough. Very weak black pepper spice. If I had a scale of 1 of the slightest black pepper spice, and 10 meaning you're going to be tearing up and holes are going to open in your nose. 10. This is about a 2. Yeah. So usually my wife and I, we don't usually watch the same programming. She watches a lot of Lifetime stuff, you know. So we watch some Food Network stuff together, but she watches a lot of Food Network and The Voice and Dancing with the Stars and that stuff. And Superdan, he kind of likes to watch his Netflix, his Amazon Prime, watch series like one after another without commercial interruption. I hardly can't stand watching anything with commercials anymore. Everything's off DVR. But where I'm trying to go with this is that once in a while we find something that we both watch together that we enjoy. And one was Wayward Pines. I don't know if you remember that science, kind of sci-fi series, that limited series that started with Matt Dillon. We thought that was excellent, and they did I think a second season. I don't know if they're going to do a third season. M. Night Shyamalan was part of it, but now we're watching a show called Dirty John, which you might have heard of it. There is a podcast called Dirty John as well. Very interesting psychological study. I think it's on Bravo, but it's about this lady who is successful. She's about 59 years old, and takes place around 2014. She lives in Newport Beach, and was married 4 times, and is just looking for somebody to just share her life with, and finds somebody online who is, let's just say, has psychological problems. Kind of a con artist, dangerous type, psychopath. Usually I just kind of don't watch that stuff, but it's based on a true story, and it's really quite interesting, and a sort of a cautionary tale that you really never know somebody until you know somebody. Sometimes you just can't take people at face value. You can't just take people at their word, Sad to say, but it never hurts to do a little homework, is what I say. I say have people earn their trust. Don't just give them trust. I'll be right back. So as you can see, we're washing this down with Modelo beer, Modelo Especial Cerveza, Mexican beer, I guess you could call it. And it kind of took over for me from Dos Equis. I think it's a better tasting beer than Dos Equis. I'm really enjoying these. I just bought a 12-pack. But surprisingly, it seems to be going really well with this cigar. This cigar, I've had about 4 of these now. This one is tasting the best of the 4, and I think that beer might have something to do with it. Always pay attention to what you're pairing when you're smoking a cigar, what you're pairing it with, because that could really affect your experience and the taste of the cigar. Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna smoke for a little bit here, get towards the middle of the cigar, give you some more thoughts on this Tabak Especial Negra in Robusto. So far, my thoughts are Maduro wrapper, sweetness, dark coffee, like bottom coffee, but not bitter. I'm not getting any bitterness at all, which is nice. The other cigars I got sort of a little bit of bitterness, like drinking the bottom of a coffee pot that's been on the stove for a little bit. I'm not getting that here. Very tasty, very good taste. Construction has been holding fairly well. It's getting a little wonky, the burn line, but it may correct itself. And construction is good. Smoke output's good. Not tight, not loose. Pretty happy with it. So I'll be back in a little while. Hello, I'm back. We're getting to about the halfway point of this very tasty Tabak Especial Negra in Robusto cigar with Nicaraguan infused coffee. I'm enjoying it very much, and very healthy ash off it. As I thought, the burn line has kind of settled itself. Still just a teeny bit wonky, but not bad at all. Enjoying this cigar. It ramped up in strength a little bit. I'd say it's about a weak medium right now. Weak medium. Expected with a Maduro. We'll see if that strength keeps increasing as we get down the dark pole of deliciousness. Enjoying it a lot. Do you think fighting is healthy in a relationship?
You're gonna do the mambo. You're gonna do the mambo, but it's gonna be in the moon.
I'm curious. My wife and I, we love each other very much. We've been married now for about 9.5 years. We get along pretty well. I'm a very easygoing guy. I'm from California, and I still got that California blood in me of being kind of laid back. You could say type B personality. I'm definitely not type A. As I joke to people, that old joke that I don't know who is the captain of the house, I just know that I'm not it. Or the other joke is, when you turn off the lights in the bedroom, whoever's turning off the lights, look behind you, and whoever's in bed is the person in charge. I don't know if you ever heard of that one, but nothing is perfect. Nothing worthwhile is easy. And the saying goes, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. Marriage is work. I don't think that surprises you folk that are currently married or in a relationship with somebody else. The key is, I find that the key is love. If you really love that person, and I'm not talking about a lust love, I'm not talking about a love that is superficial. I'm talking about a real love where you're willing to sacrifice for that other person. I believe pretty much anything can be worked out. And to respect my wife, I'm not going to go into details on what it was about today, but I will say that afterwards, cooler heads prevailed, and I really believe we'll work it out. Because if you want to work it out, you'll work it out. If you don't want to work it out, you don't. But I guess what I'm trying to say is, love is all you need. And don't take my word for it. Take John Lennon's word for it.
All you need is love. Come together. All you need is love. Everybody.
Anyways, I noticed if it's cold outside, if it's like, I think it's about 43 right now outside, this thing does not want to cooperate. It gets very fickle. What can I say? So we're gonna keep smoking further, and when we get to the band and take off the band, then we will give our final thoughts and our score off the Tabak Especial Negra in Robusto. All right, boys and girls, children of all ages. Well, not children. You got to be 21 to smoke these. I am going to conclude the video portion of this review on the Tabak Especial Negra in Robusto. We're in the last third, I would say. The taste has been consistently very good. That sweet Maduro with a strong coffee and tobacco, with a little bit of a layer of black pepper, very mild black pepper on it. It's been a very enjoyable smoke. So for the taste, we're going to give this 4.2 stars out of 5. Construction has been very good. The burn line has not been all that straight, but that's not a big deal. It's corrected itself pretty much for the most part as an enjoyable smoke. A little bit of the wrapper is unwinding, but just a little bit has not affected the smoke one bit, and the draw has been good. The smoke output has been terrific. So for construction, we're going to give this 4 stars. The price of these are a little bit more than Isla Del Sol's. I saw it at about $5.50 to $6 a stick. I think the price is reasonable for what you're going to get. So price, we're going to give it as well 4 stars. So all in all, I would give this cigar 4.1 stars, which is terrific. Very good smoke. I recommend you trying this. And that's going to conclude cigar review number 13. This is likely going to be the last review of the year. And like I said at the end, sometime at the end of this year, 2018, we will go through our reviews and reveal the top reviewed cigar and crown that as a winner. And I will give away a cigar at that point with the details to follow. So what else can I say that I can't say is no more? Hey, thanks for watching. Be good to each other. Fair winds and following seas, and thank you for watching. Please, if you haven't already, click the thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe so you don't miss anything, support the channel via the email, via PayPal. A little bit goes a long ways for Superdan and putting these videos together. And happy holidays. Cheers.